Hey everyone, real quick before we dive into today's video, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you struggle with your mindset or some of the habits that you have? Or are you currently seeking to learn and grow and getting as much personal development in your life as possible but don't know where to begin? If that sounds like you or someone you know, please send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Or you can email me at chris.mccarthy@genesis2revelations.com. And I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you to see where I can help you. With that, let's jump into today's video. What's up everyone? So welcome back to What is Going On. Today we're going to be talking about how life is like in a Rubik's Cube. So I did a Facebook Live probably a month ago talking about this particular subject, and I asked a lot of my followers on Instagram, hey, would you guys want me to make a video for you guys to be able to watch, since some of you probably didn't see the live? And they were like, yeah, I got a pretty good response. I was surprised. So one of the things I want to start off with that really resonates with me is the guy who created Rubik's Cube, Erno Rubik. And one of the quotes that he said is, our whole life is solving problems, which is so true. Like, I thought about that and I was like, wow, that's so powerful to really think about. And then the more I dove into like the Rubik's Cube and all the different ways you can solve it and how fast people solve it and all these different things, it really started to get me to think about an analogy with the Rubik's Cube and life. And so as we are born, as we come out of our mother's womb, we are in a sense a Rubik's Cube like this, okay? We are still fresh, we're brand new, no choices have been made, no beliefs have been formed, no experiences have happened, nothing, okay? But as we go through life and we start to make different choices and different experiences hit us, and our parents teach us things and habits that we pick up along the way, and you know, other people come into our life and the choices we make and all such, we begin to look like this. And it ends up being like an organized chaos. We end up looking at it going, you know, our life looks a little out of place, but it didn't always start this way. So after years, we finally get to a point where we become aware of all of these choices and habits and experiences and people that we've met and made along the way have got us to this point where we're a little scrambled. And we start to gain that awareness of, I don't want to be scrambled anymore. I want to find my purpose. I want to find back to that balance. I want to find back to the correct way of life, way of thinking, things like that. So, you know, we look at this and we're like, I know for me, when I was learning how to solve the Rubik's Cube, it took me about 2 weeks to learn it. And I was like, man, I've never been able to solve this thing. And I'm looking at this going, this is insane. I don't know if I'm going to be able to learn how to do this. And eventually, after practice and, you know, really working on it, I learned how to solve it. And so as we go through life and we get this awareness and we start to go, you know what, I need to make some changes in my life, we start to kind of put the pieces back together, right? And we start to go and we make a couple new choices, new habits, and we start to eat better, and we maybe cut out some toxic friendships, and we start to look at our beliefs, our limiting beliefs, and we start to put things in order. But we realize after X amount of time of doing this, our life is still not where we want it to be. So we're working on it and we're working on it. And so some of us get to this point and we stop and we give up. We're like, you know what? I'm okay with this little bit of organization done. I'm okay with a couple bad habits still remaining. And we're on a subconscious level with that. But then some of us like to take it a step further. So then we really start working on ourselves. We start seeing those results, that compound effect of making all of these choices and where they're leading, and all these different things that are causing us to, quote unquote, make a better life for ourselves. And then we look after X amount of time has passed and we really see it starting to come together. And we're like, wow, we have so much achieved already. And you know what? Some people give up at this point. They stop and they realize, you know what? I'm okay with this. There's a little bit of chaos still left in my life. There's still a little bit of bad habits, still a little bit of, and they stop at this because they think, okay, well, I've succeeded this far. I don't really think I'm going to be able to do the rest, because really when it comes down to this last layer of the Rubik's Cube, it takes multiple algorithms to solve this last layer. The first 2 layers, they're not as hard. They're a little bit easier. Same with life. When you start getting going, when you get those first 2 layers done, you start to feel good, and you start to get what are called like the I deserve it's. And one wrong move will set you back. It'll set you back to being disorganized again. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm not going to do it again because I'm trying to get this solved. But the point is it just takes one move to throw everything out of whack again. So, going back, we're here. Now, how do we solve this last layer? This is where the push comes in. This is where the discipline comes in. This is where all the hard work you've been putting into that momentum will compound and finish off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to solve this. And so we're getting to a point where now we're getting closer. Okay, see how that's, but we're not done yet. So but we continue to make the good habits, the good choices, all of these different things to really put us in a position for that final push. And we get to this point where we've only got a couple things left to fix. Now here's the thing. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have times where you thought you were going to be there. You thought you were going to get everything figured out, and life throws you a curveball. But every once in a while, you get it back to this state. Now, the trick is to try to keep it here, because you make a decision, boom, now you've messed it up. Then you make another bad decision, boom, you've got another layer messed up. Then you make another bad decision, and before you know it, you are right back where you started with all of that mess. There is a lot of things. Now, when you make 1 or 2 decisions at the end there, you know, you make one there and one there, and you're like, oh shoot, I'm regressing, I need to get back. It's not as hard to get back to that balance. But as you slide and you continue to make choice after choice after choice after choice, leading you back to the organized chaos. And that, my friends, is how life is like in a Rubik's Cube. When you have your cube in order and in structure, you're in a beautiful state. When it's in chaos and it's scrambled, you're in that suffering state. So what you have to do is really seek out and be aware of when you're going back to that suffering state, and if you're still in the beautiful state. So I hope you guys got something out of this analogy. I hope you guys understood what I was trying to portray there with the Rubik's Cube. And really, it's just there's so many ways you can just like solve this thing. I looked at it. Same with our lives. There's so many ways you can figure out how to put your cube back in place. It's not a one-size-fit-all. The method I did is the beginner method. The people that you see solve in 6 seconds, they have every single algorithm figured out for the expert, and it's insane. I looked into it. There's a lot of ways to solve this thing, just like there's a lot of ways to solve the problems in your life. You have to look at it in an open mind and realize, hey, how can I solve the current problems in my life? One step at a time. That's what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of this. Especially you guys who voted for this on Instagram. I hope you guys saw this and go, wow, that's awesome. I love that analogy. I thought it was a good analogy. I've had some good reception with it with people that I've met out in the real world and talked to them about it, and I just thought it would be awesome to share with you guys. So share this off to a friend that you know might get some value out of this, because that's why I do this for you guys. I love to share these things to help others. And thank you guys so much on Instagram for taking the time. It takes 2 seconds to click a yes or no button or whatever, but I thank you so much for giving that little bit of time to, in a sense, by you clicking that yes button may have helped someone else. So you also are part of this. You helping me helps other people. In return, you're helping other people. So thanks again. And like I always say, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd be a guy just talking into a mic and a camera. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next video.